Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Before we continue on, I'd like to remind you as a disclaimer that I am not a lawyer. I am not certified to practice law in Vietnam. I'm just a guy who knows the laws and would like to share that with you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this video started off right by issuing a retraction statement that I should have issued the other day, as soon as I realized I made a mistake. So here's the deal. What I mentioned before about Article 152 2020 NDCP, that's actually the decree on foreign workers working in Vietnam and recruitment and management of Vietnamese workers working for foreign employers in Vietnam. Now, why this is important is because down here we have Article 8, Clause 2, which is certification of exemption for work permit. Clause 2. The employer shall request the Ministry of Labor, War, Invalids, and Social Affairs or the Department of Labor, War, Invalids, and Social Affairs of the province where the foreign worker is expected to work to certify that such foreign worker is eligible for exemption from a work permit at least 10 working days before he or she starts to work. For any of the circumstances in clauses 4, 6, and 8 of Article 154 of the Labor Code, and clauses 1, 2, and 8 and 11, Article 7 of this decree, the employer is not required to apply for the certification of exemption, but it must report the Ministry of Labor, War, Invalids, and Social Affairs or the Department of Labor, War, Invalids, and Social Affairs of province where the foreign worker is expected to work at least 3 days before such foreign worker starts to work in Vietnam on the following: full name, age, nationality, passport number, name of employer, starting date, and completion date. The validity period of a certification of exemption from work permit is up to 2 years and coincides with the validity period of any case as prescribed in Article 10 below. If a certification of exemption for work permit is reissued, the corresponding validity period is up to 2 years. Now, as far as this goes, it's very easy. For me, I qualify under Article 154, Clause 8, as my wife and I are both legally and very happily married. That means that not only do I not need a work permit, this means that I also do not need a work permit exemption certificate. And this means, again, I pay 0 dong to go ahead and become registered with the Ministry of Labor. Simply put, it's free and it's all online. All the employer has to do is go online, fill out a few forms, send in a few things such as pictures of my work contract, my passport, my marriage license, my wife's ID, and that's it. They see that we're married and boom, no work permit needed. Now, we'll talk about the pros and cons of not having a work permit later on. So we've already covered that. Now, here's the thing. This also means that because I'm married, I also do not need to go ahead and wait the full 10 days. Now, they actually went ahead and lowered it from 10 to 7 days for new work permits, and I think from 3 to 1 day, so less than 24 hours, for a work permit to get renewed. Now, for me, I don't need a work permit, so I don't even have to wait 10 days. I don't have to wait 7 days. I only have to wait 3 days. That's it. Only 3 days. And I'm allowed to work, and then everything's good. But since I decided to go work for YouTube and do my own thing, I don't even have to worry about work permits anyways. So we're going to move on. Now, the other thing I went ahead and talked about was the circulars itself, the requirements for foreign teachers to be able to teach English here legally in Vietnam. This is what's called Circular Number 21, 2018, TTBGDDT Hanoi, August 24th, 2018. Circular, promulgate regulations on organization and operation of foreign language and information centers. Again, I know the laws have updated, but I am still going ahead and revealing to you what I know. Now, as far as this goes, what we're looking for is Article 18, and we are looking for number 4, 5, and 6. So scroll up, 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 up right here. Chapter 4, Teachers, Students of Foreign Language Center Information. Article 18, Position and Standards of Teachers. Now, this means that Article 4, 5, and 6 is what we're paying attention to. 4, 5, and 6, foreign teachers who teach informatics, having a college degree in computer science or higher and an appropriate certificate of training in computer teaching. 5, teachers who are native speakers of foreign languages for each specific foreign language, possess a college degree or higher and an appropriate foreign language training certificate. 6, foreign teachers are eligible to teach foreign languages when they meet one of the following criteria: having a college degree in foreign language pedagogy or higher, B, having a college degree in a foreign language or higher and an appropriate certificate of foreign language teaching, C, having a college degree or higher, a certificate of foreign language ability at level 5 or higher according to the 6th level foreign language competency framework for Vietnam or equivalent, and an appropriate certificate of foreign language teaching. Now, what does all this mean? This means that in order to be a teacher here in Vietnam, you must have a college degree. Now, the laws have changed. The laws state that bachelor's degrees are no longer required. I have college trade certificates, and they are good enough to go ahead and prove college training so that you can go ahead and get a job here in Vietnam. So really, it's good enough. But again, since I decided to work for YouTube, I don't really have to worry about that anyways. So moving along also means that, and because since I don't want to be an English teacher anymore, I don't have to worry about any of these rules anyways. So moving on. Also for teachers who are native speakers of foreign languages. Now, there's a big debate over what's a native speaker and what's not a native speaker. I can go ahead and tell you this, that since I know for a fact what the definitions are, I can actually go ahead and show you once I go ahead and get to my desktop. I have the definitions. Let's see, scroll on down. Let's see, where is it at? The definitions, they are, here we go. All right, cool. So here we are. The definition for native speaker is this. Native speaker, this is from the Cambridge English Dictionary that specifically states, someone who has spoken a particular language since they were a baby, rather than having learned it as a child or an adult. All our teachers are native speakers of English, a native speaker dictionary. More examples. He is a native speaker of Russian. Native speakers just learn these idioms naturally. I know I'll never speak French like a native speaker. See, what this means is regardless of nationality, regardless of race, regardless of all the other things that people like to nitpick, if you are not a native speaker, you are not a native speaker. If you speak a language other than English since birth and you learned English at a young age, then that means you are not a native English speaker. See, people have told me that, oh, well, I'm from such and such country, I'm a native speaker. No, you're not. I can hear the accent in your voice. You speak X language. You don't speak English as your primary language or as your first language. You speak X language as your first language. I'm not stupid. You know, I can go ahead and hear different tones in people's voices, and I can tell if someone's a fluent native speaker or not. And when someone tries to pass themselves off as something they're not, that really makes me unhappy. So, anywho, moving on. So another definition. This one comes from Google. Google sends this definition here. Definition of a native speaker. A person who has spoken the language in question from earliest childhood. Native speakers of English. So there you have two different sources that tell you what a native speaker is. So the reason why people like to lie about being native speakers is because of the fact that native speakers actually get paid higher. That's the reason why. They get paid higher. Now, I think it's quite sad, but that's just me. So essentially, we're going to talk about today, we're only going to talk about one labor code today because I'm going to go ahead and I got this whole thing planned out. So I'm just going to do this one as a test and see how everything goes. So as you can see, I have the labor code in both English and Vietnamese, one on either side. This way, anybody who knows Vietnamese fluently can go ahead and see that what I'm saying is actually real. So you can see the labor code, number 45 2019 QH14, number 45 2019 QH14. These are both the exact same thing. Labor code. It's the exact same thing. So the very first thing that any corrupt English center will tell you is the fact that the labor code doesn't apply to foreigners. They only apply to locals. Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you where that is a complete falsification. We are going to go to Article 151, Clause 3. This is the big one right here. See, Article 151, Clause 3. This one is literally the foundation of my whole argument. All right, now let's go ahead and scroll it up here. All right, so you can see it's the exact same thing. For requirements for foreign workers in Vietnam. Article 151, Clause 3. Clause 3. See right here. Foreign employees. Okay, so now I'm going to try and make it, it's a little bit more level here. All right, so look. It's a little bit level. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. Foreign employees working in Vietnam shall comply with and shall be protected by the labor law of Vietnam unless otherwise prescribed by treaties to which Vietnam is a signatory. And it says the exact same thing here in Vietnamese. This means that the labor code does apply to you and you are protected by it. But on the flip side of that coin, you must also obey the labor laws of Vietnam. So it will protect you, but you must obey the labor laws of Vietnam at the same time. This right here shows that foreigners are protected by the labor code, but again, you must comply with it. So that's all for now. I'm going to go ahead and show you some more gems in the future. I'm going to go ahead and say make sure to like and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to my channel, because I will be coming out with more little snippets of gold like this in the future. If you wish to donate, please go ahead and contact me either through the Zalo chat group or through Google Chat, as I need donations to go ahead and keep this channel going. You can either donate cash through a bank account that handles Vietnamese dong, or you can go ahead and donate items to me, such as a nice microphone, a nice camera, laptop, food, stuff like that. You know, I'll go ahead and take anything. Please bear in mind I am married and my daughter is 17 months old, so diapers and non-3 formula would also be cool too. Huggies Naturals, size large. The shorts, not the diapers. Anywho, I'll go ahead and cut this video off now. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, basically prepare for the next one. Sorry about the Zoom screen. Not really much I can do about that. All right, well, hopefully I didn't go ahead and break your screen by doing this. It's the only option because I'm using free software right now. So have a good day, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next videos.